Kalispera. Martijn Mulder here for On the Tracks of 007.com with 7 minutes of Bond locations. This episode will focus on For Your Eyes Only, and I will show you where Melina's parents were diving and where they got killed. And we see where hitman Gonzalez lived. And we also follow the trail of the yellow Citroen. So welcome to the Greek island of Corfu. Corfu is one of the Ionian Islands, the group that is located on the Italian side of the country. For more than 400 years, the island was ruled by the Venetians, who clearly left their mark on the island's architecture. The old town, the center of its capital, also named Corfu, was added to the UNESCO World Heritage List in 2007. For many years, the Green Island is a very popular tourist destination among Germans, Dutch, Italians and Britons. In 1981, Eon Productions came to the island to film large parts of Roger Moore's fifth James Bond film, For Your Eyes Only. And in the film, Corfu is not only used as Corfu, it also doubles for Spain and Albania. And to achieve this, director John Glenn used all corners of the island, and that is exactly why Corfu is such a wonderful family holiday destination for location hunters. Early on in the film, Melina is dropped off by Hector Gonzalez at her parents' boat, which is anchored in Kalami Bay. In Kalami Bay, they also filmed the scene in which Bond and Melina are towed behind the boat, later in the film, the keel hauling scene. Next, Bond can be seen in his white Lotus Esprit, searching for hitman Gonzalez. These scenes were supposedly in Spain, or around Madrid, but they are in fact filmed close to Vatonis and close to Paghi. The exterior of Gonzalez Villa was shot outside Danilia village, a sort of outdoor model village especially built for tourists. Sadly, recent visits showed that the recognizable gate has been demolished. The villa itself and the killing of Gonzalez was shot at the Villa Silva at the Canoni Peninsula. The official entrance is just next to what used to be the Corfu Hilton. It's now the Corfu Holiday Palace, and it doesn't even show up on Google Maps as a road, actually. The gate wasn't locked when I first got there, and there were signs everywhere that said, beware of the dogs, but I never encountered any. So at the time the place was empty and I could walk around and photograph basically everything that I wanted. When Bond escapes and discovers Melina, they end up together in a yellow Citroen. The car chase that follows was filmed around the tiny town of Paghi. Coming from the south, the curvy roads take you through the olive tree fields and you will find yourself in familiar territory immediately. Paghi itself is a joy to visit. Apart from that famous low road, you will easily recognize a few other spots visible in the film. And do park your car and have a drink at the infamous Spirus 007 bar and restaurant. The owners love to talk to you about the film and can even be briefly seen in it. You will find the bar at the point where the yellow Citroen ended upside down. The film continues with the ski scenes filmed in Cortina. After that, they return to Corfu, where Melina can be seen arriving for the second time. This time, she's at Vlakerna. The small monastery is a real postcard favorite and can be found close to the Villa Silva. When Melina and 007 go for a stroll, they see a bit of Corfu town, but end up at the balcony of the Archelian Palace, which is relatively far away. This former palace of famous Empress Sissi of Austria was also used for the dinner scene in which Bond meets Christados to talk about Milos Colombo. 007 meets Countess Liesl von Schlaf and travels with her to her beach bungalow. The bungalow was especially built for that tiny scene at the sandy Issos beach, just above Agios Georgios. Bond is saved by Colombo, who takes him along when he attacks Christados' warehouse in Albania. These scenes were all filmed around the old Phoenician fortress in Corfu town. The warehouse itself is now a marina office building on the northern side of the fortress. The whole scene of Bond on foot chasing Locque in his Mercedes was also filmed at the fortress, and many of its narrow tunnels and stairways were used. The chase ends on the east side in what is now a completely fenced-off area. The small tunnel is still there, but it is impossible to reach today. In that forbidden zone, you could also find the cliff where Locque's Mercedes fell down. The film then returns to a familiar place, Danilia village, the model town built for tourists. Our good friend Uwe Brozamble had the luck to run into the manager of the place when he visited the site in 2016. And surprisingly, he was taken on a tour of the town. His photos are brilliant and show that the town, although closed for many years now, is well maintained and still looks exactly as in the 1980s. In the final scenes of the film, we are back at Kalami Bay, and we managed to go full circle. The underwater temple visible during the end credits is actually what's left of the Tholos of Delphi.
Well, that's it for this episode. Hope you enjoyed it. See you next week. Are you okay? I'm so sorry, I didn't see you. I mean, if you have any damage to your car or anything, here's my business card. You can always call me. Just call me if you have damage.
Check out onthetrucksofw007.com and follow us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram.